Good morning, drivers. For new CDL truck drivers that's getting into trucking, I just want to talk about shippers and receivers. Maybe some things, maybe some information that might be beneficial to you, maybe not. Most of the big shippers, like, you know, I don't want to mention any names in the video, but the big nationwide distributors, most all of them, they run on an appointment system. So they won't let you just show up whenever you want to and drop off whenever you want to. They all go by appointments. So and then most of them won't let you on property within either 2 hours or 1 hour of your appointment. And you know, but you got to remember, when I first started in this appointment crap, you know, I'm thinking like the doctor's office. You just, if you're going to be there early, you cancel the appointment you had and you change it to accommodate you. But it's not that easy in the trucking world, because to change an appointment, like you know, a lot of times I get to a receiver, 8, 10 hours, 12 hours early, and I want to get right in there and deliver the freight. I don't want to have to loiter, and it's not, for some reason, it doesn't seem very easy to cancel the appointment you got and then move your appointment up to when you can, you know you're going to be there like in 2 hours, to move your appointment up when you're going to arrive, so you can go right in and get your freight off and be moving on to the next load. So what I've found, and this is what you're going to experience too if you start doing these pickup and drops off, especially in reefer freight. Now, flatbed stuff and drop deck and car haulers and all that other and oversized loads, I can't speak for that. All I'm doing right now is reefer freight. So those other types of freight, they probably have their own special hang-ups and hiccups that other drivers could verse you on better than me. But what I found with the really big retail, you know, they're pretty rigid, mainstream. I found some of them they can get you in there and out pretty. They're pretty efficient, but they're also rigid and inflexible. They don't have no flexibility. What I have found is when you do deliveries to smaller receivers or smaller shippers that only have like 1 or 2 loading docks, those places are much more personal. I mean, I've had them offer me a cup of coffee and stuff. You know, they're more friendly, more personal, and they get you in there and get you out. You know, they work by appointment, but you know, if you show up early, it's okay. The other thing, a lot of these places, they want to charge you money if you're late for your appointment. But what is annoying to me is they want to hold you responsible if you're late for your appointment by penalizing you with a late fee. But they don't want to be, it's not like a tit for tat. So if they want to charge you, like some places want to charge you like a $200 or $300 fee if you're late for your appointment. But if you're early for your appointment or you're on time for your appointment, they don't want to pay $300 extra for you being early. Do you see what I'm saying? It's only one set. It's always to penalize and not to reward. And this is a big problem for me. It's like, I don't mind paying a late penalty as long as I get paid to be on time or to be early. It's like be fair, tit for tat. And then sometimes, you know, if you have a big accident on the highway and you're stuck in traffic for 6 hours, you want me to pay you $300 late fee because I'm in a traffic jam? I mean, this is ridiculous, So there's some things like that you got to think about. But the smaller vendors I've found are more efficient. What I have found, what you will find when you travel around the U.S. is some areas, depending on the people that work in the facility, it seems like they're more productive and more efficient. And some areas, the people just seem, you feel like you're talking to a bunch of zombies. You really want to take their wrist and see if they even have a pulse. I mean, they're just in there behind their little computer. Their head is in their phone. I'm not even sure they're even alive. They're like some kind of zombie. So you got to deal with people like that. And some of the security guards, they're about as bright as a burnout light bulb. So always do your best to be kind and courteous to people, because I have been to some of these facilities, and some of the truck drivers that I've seen, the way they have acted, if I could have got away with it, I think I'd have beat the hell out of them. I mean, they're just so rude and mean and hateful, and just not a very good temperament or good natured, good personality. And it for me as a driver, I felt kind of sad that this guy is representing, the industry like it's just low character, and I can see where some people in these places can get contemptuous. Now, I will advise you guys, and I know a lot of companies have a zero alcohol policy. They don't want alcohol in the truck or on the truck. But what I do advise you is to buy a case of the little Jack Daniels bottles. You will be amazed at how many receivers you go to deliver, and you're 10 hours ahead of schedule, or 12. I've showed up 24 hours before my delivery appointment, and nobody wants to accommodate you until you offer a brand new bottle of Jack Daniels whiskey or Jim Beam. You make your choice. And that's got me straight in the door, no matter what time your damn appointment is. You give the manager a bottle of Jack Daniels, or you give the guys on the loading dock $40 or something like that, and you've unloaded your truck 24 hours before your appointment. Now you're available for the next load, and you're just making that much more money. The cost of that bottle of Jack Daniels is not that great. It makes people feel special and important because they're getting something for nothing. And I usually keep a case on the truck, not for personal consumption, but just for greasing the wheels, you know what I mean? And I've been doing that since the 90s. Now, some places, they're worried about the cameras and getting fired and all that crap. And, they're all uptight and robotic, and, they don't even act like they're a human being. They act dehumanized, like they're a machine or something. But that's just a word of advice. I usually keep a case, like I said, under the bunk in the compartment, and I don't use it every time. But if I get to a facility and I'm really early, like maybe I'm a whole 10 days, instead of having to look around for a place to loiter and waste a day of my life that I'm never getting back, why not try Jack? Say, hey, ma'am, could Jack Daniels, and I've had them get right on the radio with the manager inside, and hey, guess what? Come right on in, and I go straight to the door. There's no waiting around and fumbling around and wasting a whole day of your life kicking tires at a truck stop. So that's entirely up to you. Maybe you want to have a day at the truck stop to relax and rest and watch a movie. But you know, if you're out here like me to make some money, for me that's just wasted time. I'd rather hop on a plane and go to Tahiti or Cozumel or the Philippines or Thailand to have vacation. I don't want to have a 10-hour vacation at a truck stop. Sorry, in Nebraska. So, if you got any questions about receivers and shippers, some of the places, they want you to keep your doors closed when you go to the door, and some of them want you to open them and slide your tandems and blah. They got their little steps that they want you to follow, and then take your paperwork here and blah blah blah. And then some of them have where you take a picture of a QR code at the entry gate, like Costco. I don't want to say the name, but on some places you do the QR code. You can do all the check-in online. You pull up to the gate. It gives you a QR code that the guard will scan, and you go straight to the door. And those places are very nice. A lot of the alcoholic beverage facilities are like that. You do all the check-in yourself. When you arrive at the facility, they send you they send you a text message with the door. You go straight there. You text them, you're there. It's very, very smooth, you know. So that's a little bit information. I don't know if it's helpful about the shippers and receivers. You know, just be kind and friendly and nice and compliment. You know, a lot of the girls work in the office. They're really not that sexy. They're not that hot, but make them feel special. You know what I mean? And they just eat it up. They love that stuff. And they'll get you in a door and out of there. And you know, I've had people give me pizza and birthday cake and stuff. The one thing I will say, in facilities that they're all Latinos or Mexicans, it just seems those places work very slowly. They don't get in a rush. They're friendly people for the most part, but they just don't get in a hurry. So you just have to, you know, if you're one of those go-getters knocking, it's just not going to work. They're very slow. I don't want to say they're lazy, because they're hard-working people. It just seems to be slow. You know, I've had a 9 a.m. appointment in some facilities out in California, and I'm not leaving the facility till 7 p.m. One thing you'll find in shippers that are, if you're taking a load from the U.S. that's going to a port to be exported, sometimes it's a very slow process to deal with the USDA. So the cargo, the load you got, if it's a reefer load, it has to be certified by the USDA. So I've literally picked up a load, I've got loaded, and I've had to wait like 7 hours for my paperwork, not because they didn't have the paperwork ready at the facility. They were waiting for a certificate from the government. So the government, as you have found out with Musk, is very inefficient. They don't, you know, they're lazy, slow, incompetent, and inefficient. And so they just drag as it takes forever to deal with them. So that's some information on that. Usually on washout, if you get a load that's bloody, but it's dripping a lot of blood, you know, if you're hauling chicken meat or steaks. A lot of that stuff is put in zip tie stuff. So I mean, not zip tie, but it's like airtight. So there is no blood drippage off of it, you know. But I usually only do a washout. I don't do a washout after every load. I just do a washout if I look in the trailer and there's a lot of trash and a lot of stuff laying around in the floor, I'll go do a washout. But if I've hauled a load and it's clean, I've went 7 or 8 loads without having to do a washout. But the other thing is, if I'm going to a facility for like orange juice or grape juice, or some places are very, very anal about a washout. And I've even had them want me to show them a receipt of a washout within the last 24 hours. Otherwise, they wouldn't even load you. And that was a place up in, I think it was Iowa or Wisconsin, for some eggs, you know. So anyway, that's enough out of me, and you guys have some safe travels out there.